Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and tonight we're on the red carpet for the Season 4 premiere of one of my favorite shows, HBO's Veep. We'll be bringing you interviews with President Selina Meyer herself, the one and only Julia Louis-Dreyfus, as well as the entire cast, so get ready for a great night behind the velvet rope. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and no one is more excited to have Veep back. And so President Selina Meyer, how crazy is it to say that than me? Congratulations, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Season 4. First of all, talk to me about having this show back. It's become such a great comedic vehicle for you. And also the commercial and critical response that it's continued to get.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It's dreamy, you know? It's like this great job. We have fun doing it, and it's getting positive response. How can you beat it? You can't.
Selina Meyer is such a unique character because, first of all, having a female character who achieves the height of politics during this time is great. But playing her with such comedic flair, talk to me about inhabiting that character and bringing her to life.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's work that I love to do. I understand her frustrations, and I sort of tap into my sort of inner child, narcissistic self to go to a nasty place with her. It's fun to do.
When you see this incredible cast that you get to work with, talk to me about working with people like Anna Klumsky, Garrett Cole, people who are at the top of their game working with you.
Well, it's imperative to work with people on this show who are capable of improvising, who are capable of playing with material, who don't get too precious about particular lines, who are just go with the flow, and that's what we have in this cast, because that has to be the case, because things are constantly changing and moving, and it's fabulous.
Okay, Timothy Simons, what trouble is Jonah getting into in Season 4 of Veep?
None. He's completely competent. He makes good decisions, and people like him.
I love that. I think you're running for president this time around. This show, one of my favorite shows. I think it's one of the funniest, most original shows on television in so long. Talk to me about being part of it and working with the cast that you get to work with.
Well, I mean, as I came from a theater background, so working with an ensemble like this is sort of a dream come true. I mean, just people that like Matt Walsh, who's one of the 4 founders of UCB, Armando Iannucci, who has this long history of creating incredible comedy, and Julia, who is, I mean, she's a legend. I mean, like, she's a legend. She's the best comedic actress, possibly the best comedian in history. So, like, that's a thing. Like, being able to just be around her is a thing.
Jonah's had so many ups and downs. Where do we see his arc going this season?
You know, there are, like, he finds a little bit of a home in the new vice president's office, and so I think there is something to, like, actually see him momentarily settle into, like, a good environment for him. I mean, it goes to shit pretty quickly, but for one moment, you think he might actually have a chance.
The show has built such a great critical and commercial fan base. Talk to me about that fan base and seeing the reaction that it's gotten.
Well, I think the show is probably ripe for the time we're in now, not only because of the accessibility to view and learn about politics, but I think social media has a lot to do with that. You know, there's a lot of opinions, a lot of blogging that goes on about the show, and it kind of fits with that hand in hand.
Okay, Matt Walsh was just telling you, great on Veep. Season 4, I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited. What can people expect?
They can expect Selina to screw things up now that she has her finger on the button. She could literally blow us all up. So I don't know where it's going to go, but the stakes are higher. Every room she walks into, there's a real decision that has to be made. It's also expanded. Like, we're in the real Oval Office. We're in the Roosevelt Room. We're on Air Force One. So we have access to everything, and we're traveling around the globe representing America in a terrible way.
When you look at your show's message, it's a commentary on the current state of American politics. Talk to me about that commentary.
I personally think I approach it as, at the end of the day, it's human beings trying to execute ideals like, let's feed poor children, let's give health care to poor people. But it's being administered by petty, selfish, passionate, idiotic people, and so that's where it breaks down. It's like the ideas are right, but at the end of the day, sometimes we're flawed and we bring our baggage with us, or we get in fights with people and we won't let it go, or we're greedy. So there's a lot of greedy people in DC. So those are the things that bring us down. But I also feel like Veep is a workplace comedy, and so you get to know these characters. And I've always approached it as like, I'm a real guy. How would I do this to the best of my ability? I don't think anybody's as nefarious as, say, House of Cards. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that necessarily evil people end up succeeding there. I think it's flawed people end up getting the jobs, and they're trying to do their best.
Okay, Kevin Dunn, I was just telling you, I love this show, but I love you on the show. Selena Meyer and the crew, you guys are all back, and the hijinks resume.
Yes.
What can people expect in season 4?
Well, now that she's, it's kind of a double barrel shot that she's, not only is she has to step into the shoes of the president, that she has to run for office. So it's that constant push and pull about she has to run the country, but yet she has to get the nomination from her party. So it's problematic, to say the least. There's a lot of doo-doo to step in both areas. So
this show gives us a look at politics in such a humorous and comedic fashion, unlike anything that I can remember in recent history. Talk to me about this show, both on the serious side and the comedic side, the messages that it puts out there.
Well, I just think there's a great amount of honesty to the show, in that politically, you always see these people who are around forever and they do whatever it takes to survive. And I think one of the cruxes of the show is that here are these people and they'll just do whatever it takes to stay in the game. And it's not pretty.
Nobody could do Amy the way you do it. Talk to me about inhibiting this character, bring her to life.
She's a control freak. She suppresses a lot of impulses. Sometimes, people can tell that when I get a back rub. but yeah, she's fun, and she's a study in. She's a study in control and then not control. So it's kind of a balance.
Welcome back. Talk to me about how excited you are to be celebrating season's 4 premiere.
Well, I'm incredibly excited. This is my first season as a series regular on the show, so I'm just happy and excited to be part of the cast.
It's one of the most brilliant ensemble casts. So as an actor joining these guys, I mean, you have Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Gary Cole, so many brilliant actors.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it.
I mean, it's really. It's hard to not just sit back and watch, because like you're watching these brilliant comedians, you're like, that's so great. Oh, that's right, I'm in the scene. And so you gotta you can't play fanboy while on the job, So guys, it's hard not to, because these are the funniest people in the world.
Were you a fan of the show going into
I was a fan of the show going in, and it's like. Imagine like watching your favorite show and then blinking and then you're in it. It's incredible.
It's Veep. You're here on the red carpet, season 4 premiere. Please tell me you're a huge fan.
I love Veep. Veep's amazing. It's hilarious. A big fan.
When you look at what they've been able to create on the comedic side with the show, talk to me about it as a writer, from a writing perspective, the genius behind the show.
Well, it's so clever. The dialogue is so genius, and the plot lines are extremely, just beautifully satirical. And it's just incredibly well done.
Veep, you're a fan. Please tell me yes.
Huge fan. I love it. I love it. I can't wait.
We've now seen Selena Meyer become president, so talk to me about what are you excited to see moving forward, hoping you see moving forward.
All the comedy comes in the mistakes, right? And now she's come all the way to the top, so she's going to stumble at some point. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the mistakes and to see how she handles them with grace, or probably with no grace whatsoever.
She's the best, man.
She is.